Well, in August, Angola will hold a general election, expected to be a defining moment for the country and the continent as millions vote for a new president to replace Eduardo dos Santos, who has been the head of the state since 1979. This is the MoneyMakers. I'm Bruce Whitfield. Tonight I'm joined by Rafael Savimbi, the son of the late Angolan rebel leader Jonas Savimbi, senior figure in Unita, and a candidate who completed the country's first post-Civil War elections in 2008. And so there were elections in 2008. Have there been elections since 2008?
2008, yes. Since 2008. Yeah. We had the other one in 2012.
Okay.
And this is the third one.
Well, yes. Third elections. What is the balance of power as things stand in Angola right now?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I think it is a great moment to show to the international community that Unita does exist, because the impression that people were having is that after the death of Jonas Savimbi, Unita was down, like nothing else was there. But fortunately, during these last 10 years, we were able to make a very good work, a very good job in terms of grassroots. And we also gave time to people to understand better our cause. And also we give time to the government, okay, to rule freely. And the point is that during the war, it was very easy, okay, to blame one side, or maybe to say that, okay, we can't make or perform better because there is war. But now that it has been 15 good years without war, so the government had enough time to show if they are really capable of doing better things or not. So this election is going to be a challenge. It's going to be different because also the majority of the population of Angola is young. I think roughly more than 60% of the population of Angola is young. So young people are not there to talk again about the war.
But the Civil War yes. tore Angola apart. I mean, the Civil War raged for 15, 20 years?
Yes, 27
years. I mean, there were elections. I think it was 1992.
Yes, 1992, the first one.
Your father lost those elections against Jose Eduardo dos Santos, declared them to have been corrupted, and went back into the bush and was eventually killed on the banks of the was it the Kavanga River?
No, Moshiko
River in 2002.
In February.
Yeah, I mean, and that tragically for the family, but that brought peace to Angola. It sort of symbolized an end at that point of Unita's armed resistance to the government.
Exactly, but also what also happened at that very period is that everybody was tired, either on the MPLA or on Unita side. People were tired of the war. So even I remember, I think it was in 18 December of 2001, Savimbi called the UN to say, okay, it is time to look for a way of putting all these things to an end. So it's like, yes, it was like an occasion where everything has happened, but definitively the wish of bringing peace in Angola was also all the times present in the mind of Jonas Savimbi, definitely.
I mean, that 27-year civil war wrought havoc in the countryside. Of course, the destruction of infrastructure was huge. I mean, what is the state of the Angolan economy outside of big cities, outside places like Luanda, which is very developed and which is a vibrant city?
Yes, what I can say is that after 2002 peace accord signed between Unita and the MPLA, definitively everybody jubilated, and all of us, we said, okay, it is now time for peace, and more responsibility, okay, was given to the government to deliver. And also, if you remember, at that period of time, the oil price in the international market was very high.
Yeah.
So a lot of billions of dollars were gaining from this side of oil price, and we thought, and everybody dreamed, okay, of having better things. 15 good years. I think it is something which is enough to better the standard of the living of the population. But unfortunately, 2 years ago, I think, when the price started coming down, we are now feeling that unfortunately our government didn't have a good strategy, of investments, okay, to make sure that our economy should be diversified, and other sectors also should be moved ahead.
As Unita, do you have the capacity to bring the change that Angola needs?
Definitively. And this time, like I was saying, this election is going to be a big challenge, because first of all, the majority of the Angolan are disappointed, by the MPLA. 2002 came, everybody was clapping for the MPLA, but 15 good years were for them, okay, to put at least basic things in order, but they couldn't. What we are facing in Angola today is a very high rate of corruption levels. We are having very high levels of nepotism. I think you know that President dos Santos is distributing the wealth of the country within his family.
It's no coincidence that the richest woman on the African continent happens to be Isabel dos Santos.
It is there, and we think that it is a sign that something is not going very well. And it is not just a matter of politics, but it is a matter of being a citizen of the country. When you go to hospitals, there is no medicines. When you go in other towns, no electricity, no water. So we say, fine, we had this very difficult period of war, but at least during 15 good years, something positive should be done.
How does Unita make a difference? I mean, assuming, how much support did you get in 2008? What percentage of votes
Yes,
did you get?
The problem, before I go to the percentage, the problem of the election in Angola, almost like, in all countries in Africa, it is a matter of rigging. There is no transparency, in the process of electing.
So, if there is a problem with election rigging, what are the odds of Unita coming to power in 2017, regardless of the support you believe you might have?
Yes, now we are saying that we want things to be done differently. Like I was saying, the population also awareness now is completely also different. Like I was saying, I'm repeating that the majority of the population of Angola is now young. Before it was very easy, okay, to take any negative aspect from the war and say, okay, this Unita, this Savimbi, but now people are looking for better opportunities, okay, and to better their standard of living. That's all. So the young man want to go to school, they want opportunities to get jobs, they want house, this is what people are looking for. So, and we are here to say that Unita is ready. After all this period, we have also learned from our mistakes, of course, and we gave time for people to understand better the real reasons of the struggle of Unita.
There are economic realities, of course, which beset Angola. Oil is below $50 a barrel.
Exactly.
You have good natural resources. You've got great diamond reserves in the north.
And also good lands.
And how,
very frequent,
and how do
rainfalls.
How do you make a difference in a country as vast as Angola, with infrastructure battered by 27 years of civil war, to make that positive impact that you promise you can?
I think the main idea here is that, and this is what Unita is calling it, democratic economy. What is needed, okay, and what is being today applied in Angola is that the government still being the main economic business entity, up to now. So what is needed, in our point of view, is to make sure that the government is there, yes, but just to guide, okay, and leave the field of business for private initiative. We do believe that either in Angola or outside Angola, so many people are interested to invest in the different areas of the economy of our country.
If I talk to business leaders, South African business leaders who do business in Angola,
yes,
it's easier for the chief executive of ShopRite in South Africa to get a visa to go to America than it is for him to visit his operations in Angola.
This is one of the aspects that we want to change in Angola. There is a lot of bureaucracy, okay, for any African country, for example, okay, to get a visa and get to Angola. We say we want investments, okay? But if you want investment, but on the other side, you complicate the process of getting visas. How can you get investments? But what is our conclusion is that the problem of Angola is corruption. What is happening is that the governors, okay, the ministers, they are at the same time businessmen, and this is creating a lot of problems.
How does that change?
When you are in politics, okay,
how does that
you are
change
a politician, but if you want to be in business, be in business.
Okay, but that immediately puts you up against an elite, an established elite in Angola, a powerful elite.
Yes.
Can you win this election in August?
We can win this election.
Would you go into coalition if you don't get your 50%?
We do. We have other parties like FNLA, like CASA-CE, like PRS. We are open up. What we are saying and what is really needed in Angola is to change, and when we are talking about change, it is not just a matter of changing one party and enter another, no, but it is to change the mentality and say, when I decide to enter in office as public servant, I have to make sure that I will not mix myself with business, with interest. You have to make sure that it is it is a sacrifice that you are doing by choosing to be a public servant. But if you want to go for business, go for business, you know. So that's why you find that it is difficult to give visa to other people. You know, other businessmen can, you know, they want to invest in Angola, but barriers are there because the ministers are their competitors.
What happens if you don't win? What happens if the MPLA gets its 50% plus?
What may happen in Angola, it may be a very difficult period of 5 more years without change, because the people is fed up. This is true. It is not just a mere propaganda. This is the reality of what is going on.
Is there a risk of going back to civil war in Angola? Forgive my ignorance, but is there a risk?
No. You know, the peace also, you know, Unita is playing a very and crucial role in maintaining peace, you know, because we had our soldiers, okay, and during this period of the peace, we are the ones who are more sacrificed, but we are accepting this sacrifice to make sure that the peace has to be there, and the stability also to make sure that we have to go forward. But I believe that this election, Unita is going to win it.
Now, I mean,
this is my belief. Okay,
yeah. The MDC has held the same belief in Zimbabwe for the last 3 elections.
Yeah, but you know, the context in Angola this time is completely different, because even within the MPLA, not during the day, but during the night, people are coming to us, say, go ahead, you know, they're supporting us. It means that, yeah, people are tired, you know, they want something, they want to experience something different.
What's the date of the election?
It is 23rd August.
And how long will it take for results to be known? When will you know whether or not changes come into Angola?
We have 2 processes. We have the definitive elections or results of the elections, which will come up 15 days after the voting. And we will have the provisional ones, which will be known even from that very night. Okay. Yeah, so we will hope that on the 24th, maybe we will come back here again to the stage and say that we are now ruling the country.
If you're ruling, you'll be busy. Yeah, but we might
but
see you.
We'll make sure that we have time to be here with you.
Rafael Savimbi, we must leave it there. Rafael Savimbi, Deputy Secretary General of Unita. You can see a familiar resemblance, of course, with the late Jonas Savimbi as well. More African perspectives on future Moneymakers. For now, have a very good evening. Watch that election, 23rd of August. So we might have a result as early as the 24th. Till next time, bye-bye.